Zappi can't get the sticks. It's a win for KC and for Taylor. Here's a look at that box score. Zappi struggled 23 of 31, $180, touchdown and an interception. Mahomes, despite the struggles, 305, 2 touchdowns, 2 INTs. But again, you saw one that did not belong to him. That one was on the hands of Kadarius Toney in more ways than one. But win number 9 and avoids a 3-game losing streak. Patrick Mahomes and these Chiefs. Joe Musso, Bryant McFadden back in studio here to break this one down. Mac, we sometimes talk about moral victories within losses. Do you believe in the moral loss within a victory? Like, this didn't feel good for KC. They're trying to get right. They're trying to be the Kansas City team that we know can compete for a Super Bowl. Yeah. This didn't look like that version despite the win.
It didn't feel good. It didn't look good, but they won by double digits. That's a plus, right? On the road, as you talked about some of the struggles that we've witnessed from the Kansas City Chiefs over the last few ball games, finding ways to lose. They found a way to win. Granted, it wasn't the Kansas City-like way. It wasn't pretty, but they found a way to win. I really like what I saw from the defense today, stepping up and being able to showcase the skill set that they showed earlier in the year. Remember, for such a long time throughout the majority of this season, their defense was kind of carrying their offense. And then the offense kind of showed up as well. But the same talking points was associated with this win for the Chiefs today. Drops. Miscues in the back end in regards to the pass catchers. They got to find a way to be better. And as you mentioned, Kadarius Toney, he was in the headlines a week ago because of the offside penalty that took away one of the best plays that we would ever see that didn't count. And then today, another drop. This drop reminded me of the drop he had against Detroit when they actually, Brian Branch picked it off and scored a touchdown.
Opening day of the season.
Opening day that led to a huge win for Detroit. So these things have surfaced too much for the Chiefs. And yes, we do believe because they have Pat Mahomes and Andy Reid and Travis Kelce, they're going to be in that playoff conversation when you talk about teams that can get to the Super Bowl in Las Vegas. But those conversations will not be extended with the drops that we're seeing from their pass catchers. That's the one consistent thing they've been doing. Yeah. Dropping big-time passes, and they showed up today, and that drop came from Kadarius Toney.
Belief is either based in past or past performance, and this one is more based in past because these past performances by Kansas City have not been what we've expected. You talk about drops. One of them did belong to Travis Kelce, and it was in the end zone. Tough play to make, but then followed by that play you saw in the highlight with him sort of falling down, getting pushed to the ground. What are you seeing out of Trav right now? 5 for 28, coming down the stretch of the season, some frustration there. Is this more of a schematic issue where defenses are taking him away, or is it an execution issue where he's just not getting to those soft spots anymore?
I think it's more of an execution issue, and then when you factor in the Kansas City Chiefs, if you were to game plan for the Kansas City Chiefs, this is about number 87 trying to make someone else beat you. Today, Rashee Rice showed up. He had 9 receptions for 91 yards and a touchdown. So they kind of made him the featured guy in the passing game outside of 87. But outside of that, there's no one who you really feel like you need to devote extra attention to. And that's what we saw from Belichick and the New England Patriots defense. 87 is not going to beat us. If they want to find a way to beat us with some of the others, let's see can they do it for 4 quarters. Luckily enough for the Chiefs, their defense made more plays against Bailey Zappi and the New England Patriots offense. But the Patriots, they're not a playoff caliber team. So some of the woes that we saw from Kansas City, they can get over those woes because they're playing against a bad team. What will this team look like when they have some of the same miscues that we've been talking about the entire year show up against a playoff caliber team, especially on the road? It might not be as easy as we saw today. So big win. They won by double digits. They got back in the winning column. It's huge. But drops. Drops. It's been a consistent talking point for their team. And at this point, I think you need to expect to see that because they haven't gotten it out of their system yet.
With the Denver loss a day ago and with this Kansas City win, a sigh of relief in one way here for Kansas City as they look to rattle off another division title, now a 2-game berth over the Denver Broncos. B-Mac, we appreciate the insight as always. We got plenty more coming here on Game Day Scoreboard, including a trip to Miami. I mean, who says no to a free trip to Miami?
The Jets.
Maybe the Jets do. We'll take a look at a cheetah-less offense, but animals all over this one.